Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday.
If you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. Here, you can gain access to perks such as a continuously updated sideboard guide for Legacy Doomsday, as well as being able to send private messages. You can do so by clicking the link in the video description or going to patreon.com/NevilleShootMTG. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video, and in this week's video I am taking a short break from Doomsday to play GRIXIS Control. Longtime viewers of this channel might remember that I dipped my toes in this deck some years ago, back when Hidetsugu Who Consumes All, maybe it's called, when that card came out, the Grixis Saga, that saw a lot of play for about 5 minutes and then got completely, outclassed by new printings and whatnot. I've taken my point of departure from a deck list by James Kissow. James is a fellow MTGO grinder and content creator, and you'll find a link to his YouTube channel in the video description. James is all about Grixis Control, and I think he is what I would, if someone asked me who's a Grixis Control expert in Legacy, I would point to James. I am quite new to playing this archetype, especially this version of this archetype. The way the deck is built, I've made a couple of small tweaks, but not a lot. The way this archetype is built is that there's a lot of one-ofs and two-ofs, especially when it comes to creatures closing the game. We've got one Snapcaster, one Tamiyo, one Murktide Regent, one Barrowgoyf. I've added the Quantum Riddler because I think that's a pretty nice fit in this deck. And this deck just runs tons and tons of removal, like 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Shouldered Edict, the 4 Bowmasters kind of count as removal. We have a Bounce Spell and Brazen Borrower. We have 2 Colligan's Command. And we've got some more in the sideboard, some Fatal Pushes, some Pyroblasts and whatnot. So this deck, the limited amount of games I've gotten in with this deck, it feels like you fall behind and then you pull back and then you overtake the opponent. That's sort of what this deck wants to do. It's very grindy. It's very different from what I'm used to playing, and I think it's a pretty different skill set, and mine is not very honed at the moment. So you'll probably see me questioning myself a lot while playing this league, and probably this will be a longer video. I don't know about that. You'll see. You'll know more than I do at this moment in time by looking at the video length. But yeah, what red gives us is obviously bolts, which I think people are not really having on, it's not on anyone's radar right now, not that much anyways. Colligan's Command, and then a slew of sideboard cards. Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to touch on one thing. This card, where is it? The Nimble Obstructionist. This feels like sacrilege for me to be playing as a Doomsday person at heart. This is probably my least favorite card to play against when I'm playing Doomsday. And yeah, you basically need a Stifle or a Consign to Memory to stop this, or you need to discard it if you're the Doomsday player. I honestly think this is one of James's pet cards. I know I don't know that he's never not played it. Whenever I face him, he has it anyways. I am a little bit unsure about how applicable this is to the format at large, but I'm not gonna not play the James Kissow. This should be his invitational card in spirit. But yeah, I think that's enough on the deck. I'm gonna go jump into a league. All right, we're on the play for round number 1, and I think this is probably a keep. If the Badlands were a 3rd fetch land, we could get the perfect basic pile set up here, but yeah, I think it's fine. I might just want to cycle the Cling to Dust on turn 1. I might also not want to do that. If they're a graveyard deck, I probably don't want to hold on to that for a little bit just to find out if they are or not. Once Upon a Time, so probably not like a strict Reanimator strategy here. They reveal Burden Catacombs. Bayou, are we getting Thoughtseized here? What's the score? If they play a creature here, I probably just want to end of turn surveil, but that's not what's happening here. I think I just let this happen. I could try and protect the Kaito. That's the only card that it really hurts. It's the only card they can really take here. Because I have a Brainstorm already, and Cling to Dust going to my graveyard just gets played later. So this is likely some kind of Cradle control deck, and they take the Kaito. So I think I am gonna surveil here. I could also just cycle the Cling to Dust. I don't expect them to have a lot of graveyard synergy. I think I'll keep Bolt. I'm pretty sure they're playing creatures that Bolt can have a good time against. I'm gonna Brainstorm now. Oh, I kind of want all of these cards now. I wish I hadn't played out the fetch land. Alright, maybe we get rid of Riddler and Cling to Dust. Or maybe I hide Bowmasters on top and I just try not to fetch here. Wasteland, okay. My land is wasted. They have a Noble Hierarch, but not for long. So they are probably an Orcish Bowmasters deck. I think I want to Thoughtseize them here. No more Wastelands, that's good. Grist is a little bit annoying, but won't come down next turn. So what do I take here? I think it's the Grist or the Green Sun Zenith. I think I probably take Grist. And then I'm gonna bolt the friend here. Alright, we pass. Here comes Ignoble Hierarch and Aquarian Ranger. Okay, which one of these do I kill? I think drawing the basic mountain here is pretty sweet. Returning a forest to untap a creature. So I think in the short run, the Ranger or the Hierarch is better for them. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that one. They can next turn buy. No, they can't. Yeah, no, they now they can. I was gonna say they could like bounce a Bayou and replay it, but that's not how that works. Another Hierarch. Okay, they were sort of overwhelming my removal here. Okay, reanimate. Maybe I attack with both creatures here. I don't know if I'm signaling it too much, but they might want to trade the Bowmasters for something here, but probably not, because like Arbor plus Korean Ranger is a pretty nice combo. Okay, I'm gonna Brainstorm. Let's get rid of reanimate. Although, now I'm just checking if there's anything I want to reanimate out of their graveyard. There is not. Let's get rid of reanimate and a fetch land. And then we can play the Riddler. Yeah, let's warp in the Riddler. That draws 2. Lightning Bolt, love that. And let's bolt this Quarian Ranger. I mean, they will still have. They can do a big Zenith next turn. They can go Zenith for 3. So that's another Grist or Nadu. Looks like they're going for 2 though. Okay. Is this White of the Reliquary maybe? Yeah. Not surprised. It's a 6/6. So on the face of it, I don't have a lot of good removal there. I could remove one creature card here. All right, I'm gonna start with a brainstorm. The white is gonna be a big problem eventually. Not sure how I beat that. They have a Green Sun Zenith in hand that I would also like to Thoughtseize away. So what if we get rid of Cling and... Gosh, maybe Narset is just not worth it. Like, Narset is basically just a card. They aren't drawing cards. So maybe we get rid of the Narset and... Tell you what, I'll get rid of Narset and fetch land, and then I'll Cling, because I would like to have Cling in my graveyard. So let's remove Grist, maybe, to draw a card. I could also be using the Cling ability just to shrink the white and gain life. Maybe that would be better. Oh, but that is actually better. It's funny, I thought, like, Grist, right? I just read it, and it says, as long as it isn't on the battlefield, it's a creature. Ah, that's dumb. I was thinking about reanimating it, but I just misread it. Not sure I wanted to reanimate it, but you know, would have been nice. Okay, Keen-Eyed Curator. Oh yeah, they didn't even have the Zenith anymore. And maybe do I want to bolt something here? I think maybe Kaito becomes my best out to this white, or at least temporarily, or another bolt. But once this untaps, they can like rebolt. Oh man, I just messed up. Right, yeah, because I was gonna draw the land. I guess I'll just have to draw next turn, but still. Okay, I'll pass. I'm just burning up the clock here. Here comes the white, and I'm gonna chump block with the orc army. And looks like they're just passing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play my warp creature here and draw 2 cards. And I'm gonna get some basics out here because they do have the ability to like start just munching up my lands. Okay, here comes Riddler. Oh, did they find the Bowmasters? No, what's this? Talon Gates. Ah, okay. So I only get to draw 1 card. Fair. Alright, and we pass. And next turn, Bowmasters is going to be on chump duty. Oh, what land are we getting here? Lair of the Hydra. And a Scythecat Cup. Okay. Here comes the big boy. And if they pass here, I can bolt the Scythecat Cub in response to the White of the Reliquary. Oh, Reanimate is also pretty nice. Yeah, I'm going to attack here. I don't know if they would be playing something like Maze of Ith. Maybe the bolt should go upstairs. No, I think I have to. I think I have to do this. I guess like if I reanimate here, they could also just get Bajuga Bog, which would be a little bit annoying. Yeah, Bog. Maybe Bog just kind of wrecks me here because then I don't have Chump Blocker. I take 7 or 8 here. And I'll be at 11. Well, let's see. I'm going to try this. If they bog me in response, I will at least cling something, probably gaining a life. Cling means I can't bolt though. Yeah, it's not so good. Okay, so that happened. I'm going to ping them because if I don't, they'll just sack this ignoble hierarch and I won't get the orc army. Okay, and I'll pass. And now I expect them to activate the white. And then in response, I'm going to bolt the cub. I don't want to give them any land here because if they just get a fetch land, then I can't necessarily get away with the bolt. And they got a Dried Arbor. Story checks out. Now they have a lot of mana. Does this gain trample? We are hanging on by the skin of our teeth here. So what happens if I only chump block with like 1 thing here? I take 5 out of 6. But then this white is still, it still has vigilance. Oh wow, this is also in your draw step? That's so sick. I didn't even think about that. Sweet. All right, I'll play the land here. Then this ponder also draws me 2 cards. I think I have to shuffle these. Brazen Borrower. How about that, folks? Okay. So I can. How big can they make this thing next turn? It was a 5/5 just before. Okay, I am gonna attack here. I can bounce the white, and then I can play the Brazen Borrower and have lethal on the backswing. Okay. If they have a Sajiri step, then they got me, I think. Like if white can get the Sajiri step, not sure what they're saving mana for here. I don't think they're playing Sajiri step. Like I'm just trying for wishful thinking here, but like this land, the Talon Gates, they're playing more than one of those, and this land lets you, like this is protection, quote unquote, for your creatures. But and I think maybe this kind of has replaced Sajiri step in non-Merit Lodge decks. Okay, they are tapping more mana here. I'm not sure why they aren't tapping the Misty Rain or fetching. Maybe, oh yeah, because then they'll be dead if they can't kill me. Okay. Well, let's see. Here comes the attack. I am gonna fetch just to. No, I should have an Underground Sea left in the deck, but just to be sure that I am able to get a red producing or a blue producing land. No, I have the Volcanic Island. Sure. Petty Theft U. I think it's Sajiri step or bust here, but maybe I'm missing some. Maybe there's some interaction I'm not aware of. Awesome! They concede. Yeah, we had the lethal attack on the backswing. They didn't have the Sajiri step. Wow. That was pretty much textbook of what I was describing in the deck tag, of like falling behind, things looking a little bit difficult, but then like catching back up. And Riddler, how about that Riddler? All right, so a couple of fatal pushes seem prudent. Price of Progress, I could see that. They are like heavy on non-basics, and they know or can probably figure out that I'm not a Wasteland deck. Baleful Strix, I mean, they are probably, or certainly an Orcish Bowmaster's deck, but Baleful Strix is pretty nice against like White of the Reliquary. I think the Nimble Obstructionist can go. I mean, it's not bad being able to randomly stifle an activation, so maybe not. I don't know. I don't think Narset is particularly good. I also don't really think Bowmasters is very good, but on the other hand, like they're a deck with a lot of X1s. Tameo can maybe go. I do kind of feel like keeping in this Nimble Obstructionist just because of the gotcha off the stifle effect. So what's the final cut here? Maybe it's a Thoughtseize on the draw. I don't know. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, okay. This is an easy mulligan, 6 lands. Yeah, I'll keep this, and I will probably shuffle away the Kaito. Maybe like Lauren Revealed is a more appealing shuffle, but I think having access to the 4th land is also pretty nice. Meanwhile, they have a innocuous Lair of the Hydra for Reclaimer. Yeah, I think I like these cards. I'm gonna draw the Bloodstained Mire, seeing as I can't cast the Kolaghan's Command next turn anyways. And here comes Scythecat Cub. Ooh, and they're attacking here. Pretty interesting that they don't keep this back. Oh, never mind, you have to pay 2 mana. Well, thought for a second it was a differently templated version. I'm gonna brainstorm actually. I want the Kolaghan's Command, but I'm also kind of interested in finding a 1 mana removal spell, which I don't. Okay. So let's get rid of Lorien Revealed and one of these lands. And I will. Well, it's interesting, right? If I fetch an island to ponder, I won't be able to cast Kolaghan's Command next turn. So maybe I just don't do that. Yeah. It is a little bit. That's a pretty high opportunity cost. So this Delta needs to fetch Swamp, yeah. I might just also want to go with Baleful Strix, because this Cub is running, is gonna get like pretty big pretty fast. And they thought sees me, okay. So taking the Strix seems bad because of Reanimate, unless they want to go for Bashuka Bog. King Ponder is probably a choice here. Or maybe they just want to go for the like remove the guaranteed 2-for-1 here, which I guess isn't even guaranteed. Like if I call and scan them now and deal 2 to the Reclaimer, they can fetch here, put 2 lands in the graveyard, and activate Reclaimer, and then there are 3 lands in the graveyard. So they do take the Strix. I wonder if that means they have the intention to bog me. Okay, let's get a Swamp. And I think I am actually going to try and get them here if they fetch in my end of turn. That might not be, they might not fall for that, but that is a line here. If they fetch, I call against command, killing the Reclaimer and regrowing my Baleful Strix. But okay, they didn't do that. Another Cub, okay. Oh, I think I missed a trick there. I think I was supposed to call against command with a Cub on the stack because they were tapped down to 1 fetch land here, which both means they couldn't activate Reclaimer and they couldn't make him impervious to the 2 damage. Okay, now I'm going to be taking a lot of damage, I think. Well, they can fetch, and then we get the same chance here, but doesn't look like that's what they want to do. Fuck. Yeah. I guess we couldn't do that anyways, because they would just fetch twice. Alright, I am going to make them discard and return a creature and push the issue on the Bazooka Bog. We do need some help here. Like, I am running out of time to not die to these Scythecat Cubs. Endurance as well. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, it turns this into him to Torak, but I don't get the Baleful Strix. What was exiled? Bird's Paradise. Okay. I was just thinking about that card. Unfortunately, my life total is under some amount of duress here. Fatal push. I mean, this is what I need, but I think it's too late. Okay, let's grab the fatal push and then bolt next turn. But I still think they can probably just deal me 10 with this one, can't they? They get at least 2 triggers, can be 3. But I do want to. Oh man, they're so patient. I really like this play here. Never using the Reclaimer, like, because they're keeping up Talon Gates. Yeah, and they don't need to use their Reclaimer. This is plenty lethal. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Like, I think maybe I can't afford to keep a hand with no removal. Maybe that's the lesson here. Still pretty happy with what the 60 look like here. Maybe a second Thoughtseize post board. I'll get rid of the Lorraine revealed. Alrighty. Yeah, this seems good. We have Shouldered Edict. I wish the Force with like a red fetch land, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm also not gonna fetch Badlands here. I don't want to just crumble to a Wasteland and turn this hand from a pretty good one to a non-functioning one. Sylvan Safekeeper, Wasteland Thoughtseize. 1 land. They can't cast the Thoughtseize right now. I do feel like taking the Sylvan Safekeeper, so I'm gonna do that. And here is a Birds of Paradise, and that's gonna die next turn, one way or the other. Kill the bird, bolt the bird, whatever the try and trusted word is. They found a fetch land. They probably take my Ponder here, I would guess. We have this grist covered with Shouldered Edict. And that's what they take, okay. And a Reclaimer, okay. Well, extra blue card is not bad. Oh, this is rough, right? Because if I If I take this delta, it has to fetch a duel that then gets wastelanded. And then I'm drawing 2 red cards. I think I have to shuffle these. Oh, we get so lucky. Get this a basic mountain, bolt you, and attack. So their hand is Wasteland, Grist, and Greens on Zenith. There's the Wasteland. So they're probably leading on Grist? I don't know. No, this is Zenith. Do think I force that. Like, I don't like the idea of Grist resolving next turn, but I don't want Scythe Cut Cub in play either. Another Bowmasters is not bad. I'm going to sit on it though. Here comes Grist. I would assume. Oh, another Zenith. Okay. Then they probably have a land. They probably get the cub. Oh, they get a white. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, boy. Yeah, and I think just like that, we are not looking good anymore. Alright. Let's pass. Man, giving this Vigilance is so pushed. Yeah, here is Grist. They create an insect. Here comes white. Okay. I'm not gonna jump right now. I guess I will flash in Bowmasters and kill the insect. Quantum Riddler, that is nice. Okay, I'm gonna play the Riddler with Warp before I make my land drop here. I wonder if they want to Talon Gates it. Nope. Alright. Let's cast a Ponder. Do I want these cards? The Nimble Obstructionist flying is pretty nice, but the price of progress right now, like, yeah, the way the game has turned out, like they have 2 basics of Wasteland. I'm gonna shuffle these. Baleful Strix, not too bad, but also not amazing. I wonder if I'm supposed to. No, I think I'm gonna gum up the ground here and use this these orcs as jump blockers. They didn't use the white. That's interesting. Once upon a time, there was a Cradle control deck. They get a Windswept Heath, sure. 1 card in hand. My Volcanic Island gets Wastelanded, sure. I'm going to chump block with a Bowmaster. Snapcaster, Mage, Sheoldred's Edict. So here we have a thing. Like, if they ever tap the white, we can do this in response. But if they don't, then we're just sort of not doing anything. We can then kill the Grist, I guess. Okay, I am going to pass here. Please activate. No. Why would you ever activate? And then I guess if I wanted to kill Grist, I should have done so earlier. I guess no, because they can just get Bajuka Bog then. Let's put Bowmaster in front of this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be patient here. I'm almost there. Like, I need 1 more mana. I think I'm gonna put Cling to Dust in the graveyard. I guess I can push twice here. So that is actually kind of appealing. Wait, when does Grist ultimate? Each man loses life equal number of creature cards in your graveyard. So there is 1, 2, 3 creature cards there. It's about to become 4. So I would lose 4 life if they minus her. Okay, I'm gonna do it on their turn. They get rid of 1 of the insects. They could have gotten rid of Dried Arbor to make it bigger, like the Grist minus. And there is a Reclaimer. All right, I am going to Snapcaster this push. I think I am losing this game, unfortunately. Okay, they wasteland me in response. Kill the Elvish Reclaimer, take the turn. Land. So we can play Strix, or we can play the Quantum Riddler. I'm going to play Strix. Force of Will. Not what we needed here. Alright, let me pass. They can make me sacrifice the Strix with Grist. Here's Once Upon a Time. Another white. Lovely. There goes the Strix. Here comes the white. I'm gonna jump. Kaito. Well, I mean, that would almost have been good. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. GG's opponent. Alright, we're on the draw for round number 2. Mana a little bit awkward here, but I am gonna keep. Turn 1 personal tutor. Oh, it says Doomsday. Da Doomsday. Thoughtseize. Well, let's play land and pass. I'm assuming they're going to be Thoughtseizing my Force of Will, but it might be they take Bowmasters. If they do take Force, then I'm gonna cycle Lorien Revealed for an Underground Sea here. Is this? Yep. Here we go. They would need to have a Lotus Petal and Consider or a Cycler and have Deep Analysis in their pile or in their deck to win this turn here, but they are going to be at 8 when they untap, so even Bowmaster pinging them down to 7, they only need to draw 4 cards, because their draw step is drawing 1, so they can plan around this Bowmasters pretty easily. Alright, they were quick in executing their pile. Let's just see what the list looks like. Oh, they might just have it here. They have Cavern of Souls in the sideboard. Oh, I got too excited here. I just still want to have a look at their list here. Looks pretty standard. Demir, 1, 2 days, 3 days. 3 days either because they only play 3 or because they have 1 in their pile or in their hand. The same with Force of Will. I mean, no, there are 4 forces. There's the pedal. Is this really Deep Analysis? No, okay. They just want to get ahead of the Bowmasters. That makes sense. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, I forgot to... Oh man, I'm just messing up here every which way. Well, I got semi-rewarded here. There's a Force of Will. But I should have cycled the Lorien Revealed as I had planned. But now since they're... I mean, they might have a second Thoughtseize. That would make sense, seeing as they're sending this without the Cavern. I'll let Brainstorm resolve. Like, if I don't let Brainstorm resolve here, I'm just postponing my problems. But maybe we'll see. Maybe that was a mistake. LED. Okay. Here comes Edge. Consider. Okay. Well, it looks like I get to win because I stumble into that second Force of Will. Yeah, I feel like I got a bit lucky there. Alright, so Consign Memory, yes please. Force of Negation, yes please. Surgical Extraction can matter because we get to shuffle the deck. Pyroblasts, yes please. Null Rod, meh. I mean, it is another pressure point. I like Null Rod more if you're also playing Wasteland because then petals have more worth. Let's see here. So whenever I'm playing against Grixis control, if I have access to black creatures, I'm bringing them all in. So like Shoulderits and Barrowgoyfs. So I am a little bit like hesitant to board out like my Shoulderits Edicts. I think I mean Bolt obviously is also pretty good. So Baleful Strix can go. I think Reanimate can go. I think Barrowgoyf can go, and Murktide. I know that those are like my 2 big sluggers, but I don't think that's what this game is going to be about. I need to find 3 more cards to cut. Maybe I'll cut 1 Bolt. Maybe the Riddler is a little bit not what we want in this matchup. I also don't want to get too low on blue cards, though. I am at 20 blue cards right now. No, it's going to be 23. Never mind. And I guess 1 Cling to Dusk can go. Price of Progress is also a card that can randomly be very good versus Doomsday, because Doomsday typically plays on all non-basics. Or mostly non-basics. Alright, we'll keep this card, or this hand. if like the Colligan's Command or Cling to Dust was a Thoughtseize, this would be close to the ideal hand. They mulligan to 6. Island Ponder. Okay. They don't shuffle, and here is a Lotus Petal. And they pass. Okay. I think I'm just going to float Scalding Tarn. Then I can either Cling to Dust or I can fetch for Surveilland. Here's Thoughtseize. I'm guessing that takes Force, but could also take Narset. Narset typically is a very, very unpleasant card to play against this Doomsday. Cabal Ritual. Okay. So this is going to be Doomsday. I am going to cycle, I guess cycle the Cling to Dust. See if I hit another blue card. 51, and I believe I counted 23 blue cards, so it's a weighted against coin flip. I will exile the Lotus Petal from their graveyard. Okay, I don't hit the blue card, but I do hit a card with text, so that's not too bad. But I mean, if they just make a pile with Thassa and Cavern of Souls, I am going to need to find a Consigned Memory or Nimble Obstructionist pretty quickly. Alright, let's see what the damage is like. I see a 1 Shieldred, 2 Shieldred. How many forces? No Force of Wills? Do they board out their Force of Wills? Interesting. 1, 2 days, 3 days. Okay. Alright. And they're passing blue card. Not a blue card. Shit. I think I am just gonna exile I'll pay mana for it. Or surgical the thing. Okay, so they have a Ponder in hand. 2 Juresses, Street Wraith Thassa. So there is a risk for them that they draw Thassa and then like Cavern of Souls is their bottom card. But they are looking pretty good here because of the Ponder in hand as well. Like if Street Wraith, yeah. Okay. Well, I think I lose, but you never know. They might draw Thassa, Ponder, not find Cavern, and then I find Thoughtseize. Duress. Okay. You can Duress me. So that's what they drew. So we're not dead yet, is what that means. Ponder. Don't imagine a shuffle here. And they take my Colligan's Command. That's interesting, right? Because if this game goes for more than another 2 turns and I find blue card plus Consigned Memory, then they can't win. They have 0 cards in hand. I wonder if they're gonna just bank on drawing the Thassa and putting into play next turn, and that I won't find a removal spell. Well, Kaito can go away. Oh, come on, deck. Really? Well, I just have to hope that they're playing it safe and are going to be duressing me now. Yeah, they are playing it safe. Hey, how about that? Alright. I'll pass. So now Cling to Dust needs to find me another blue card. Oh, shit. Yeah, I think I'm just going to concede. There's no way to beat this. Even if I cling into another blue card, then I'll be tapped out. It's just like 1 mana too few. Okay, they showed us the 2 Shieldreds. We have 2 Shieldreds Edict, ironically, and Brazen Borrower. That's good enough for me. I think I probably just resubmit. Yeah, double Thoughtseize, Force of Will. Need a blue card, but I like this hand. And I am gonna fetch Underground Sea here in case my next draw step is a Brainstorm. It's nice to have that option. Okay, so Shieldred, the Apocalypse, Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual. I think I take Thoughtseize here. Did I board out my Reanimate? Yeah, I did. Boo. That would have been fun. Please don't have drawn another mana ramp here, like a Ritual or a Petal. And then how about if I can draw a blue card? That'd be great. They do not shuffle. Okay. Blue card? Fuck! I keep wanting blue cards and I keep drawing polluted deltas. Alright. Well, they have to not have Force of Will here, or we will face Shieldred next turn. Okay. That's good for us. But pretty scary if they have the Doomsday lying on top. They have all the mana in the world. There's Flooded Strand. Okay, it was the Thoughtseize. Well, look at this train wreck of a hand. Survey land, please save me. Brainstorm would be amazing. Don't think Pyroblast is where it's at. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, pass. They choose not to surveil, and they draw the next card they knew was there. Which, oh, Brainstorm. I want that so badly. Yeah, here is the Dark Ritual. And a Doomsday. Great. I don't know any cards in their hand anymore. If they've kept an LED, there's one card in my hand they don't know, right? I forget if they know about the polluted delta, but like they could just like chance it here. This is a pretty reasonable chance to take. They chose not to fetch as well, so that's a card fewer they need to draw in case I draw Bowmasters, but it still deals them damage, so that's kind of the same. But I don't think Bowmasters is going to save us here. Yeah, I just drew too many lands. Alright, they're passing. Let's have a look at what might be in the pile here. Oh, Cavern of Souls is in exile. That's interesting. Days. The 3 days are there. No Force of Wills, but we didn't see them last game either. LEDs here. What are you doing with Cavern? Both Cavern and LED here. That is interesting. 1, 2. I see both Shieldreds as well. I see 1 edge, 2 edge, 1, 2, 3 Street Wraith. Oh, I think the Jace is in the pile. I think that's what the plan is. Okay. Well, please let me draw a spell here, not another land. I guess that is a spell, but not exactly what I'd hoped for. All right, I think I have to play Kaito, and then I think I have to plus him just to surveil 2 cards, and hope that my opponent made a pile that required a little bit more than 1 single passing. But I don't expect them to. I expect them to just have a land in hand, and then untap and play Jace. This is such a weak play on my point here, but yeah, it is what it is. I guess I'll put Force of Will on the bottom and Snapcaster on top. Because Snapcaster Pyroblast is a way to beat Jace. Dress. Okay, maybe I am getting a turn here because they don't have the LED. Consider, okay. Or maybe they have Oracle as well. Yeah, no. Never mind. Got ahead of myself there. Alright, GG's opponent. Alright, we're on the play for round number 3. Down 2 matches, so not so great on our maiden voyage here with Grixis control. And I say maiden voyage just a little bit tongue-in-cheek because I have played it before. Not that much, and this is the first time I'm recording with it in this, with this iteration of the deck. I'm playing out the Snow-Covered Swamp. That means I'll never be able to play Narset on turn 3 on curve, but I think that's okay. Oh, and this is lands, and here Cling to Dust is actually, I think, pretty good. Urza Saga, though, pretty brutal. Caracas, okay. I think I'll just cycle this and take the Wasteland. Shoulder's Edict is good versus Merit Lash. And I think I will pass here. Really don't like Urza Saga. Yeah. We do have like a way to answer the tokens though. At least one of them. Another land. How do we want to play this? We could play Narset here and just draw a card and then they make a creature that then kills Narset. Also, they didn't have a land drop last turn? What the hell? What's in their hand? Okay, I think maybe I just pass here. Yep, they make a friend. They don't make another friend, though. Soul Guide Lantern. They want to get rid of my Cling. Makes sense. Life from the Loam. Boo. Do I force this? I think maybe I force this. And then I Shoulder's Edict the thing. They have 4 non-land spells in their hand. That is pretty interesting. Let's get an island. And let's have each opponent sacrifice a creature token of their choice. I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewers here. I really want a look at my other Cling to Dust. Alternatively, like Kolaghan's Command to kill the Mox Diamond. Or another land. I mean, because why wouldn't I want that? Alright. Come on, Narset. Cling to Dust. Numero dos. I'll take a Brainstorm, I guess. Alright. I will pass. They dredged. I was going to say they didn't dredge, but no, they dredged. Okay. So here comes Urza Saga and what was the other one? The Stage, sure. Pithing Needle. That's mildly annoying on Narset, I guess. Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, day late and $1 short there. We could take the Mox Diamond and then they don't have green mana. Oh wait, this also destroys an artifact, right? Yeah. Alright, let's also destroys an artifact. Great. That's kind of what I was going to do anyways with the Mox Diamond. I guess like they don't have green mana here, but in a couple of turns this can fetch out another Mox Diamond. Although I'm not sure if they have lands. I think I will kill the Pithing Needle and make them discard a card. They discard another Loam, so now a Cling isn't even like gonna do the thing. Let's get a Brainstorm. I'll cast one of these. Edict plus Kolaghan's Command. Yep. The problem is I am gonna just run out of time versus this, like these Urza Sagas. They can stage their saga if they want to. Here comes Loam. 3 mana. What's this? Holy moly, what is this? Walk-in Closet. You may play lands from your graveyard. Okay. So they can just skip the Loam bit. I'm going to Brainstorm here. I want the shuffle more than I want to look at one extra card. We can put back Basic Swamp and Ponder, I guess. I'll draw 3. But I don't have high hopes of winning this match. Or this game, rather. Lightning Bolt. Look at their 20 plush. 20 life there. And they surveil. The plains into the graveyard. There's a Rashadan Port, wow. And a Wasteland. And they make a friend. And they can just, another exploration, replay the Urza Saga. Okay. They choose not to do that. Oh, never mind, they do that. They had 2 extra land drops, yeah. Another Wasteland, yeah. I think we might as well just concede here. What this deck is doing is just too good for what I have over here. Brazen Borrower. Is it worth continuing to play here? Ponder, look for the Cling. Just to not, like, to stop the Wasteland Barrage. Nah, I think I'm going to concede here. I think we need some help from the sideboard. I think Price of Progress is good. I think Meltdown is good. I think Force of Negation is good. Surgical Extraction I also kind of like here. I think the Bowmasters can all take a hike. And I think Tamiyo is probably not the best either. And Lightning Bolt. Maybe a Tamiyo is better than the third Lightning Bolt. There's also a case to be made for Null Rod and even Nihil Spellbomb, even though those two kind of cancel each other out. But yeah, so now we have the two Cling to Dust, the Surgical Extractions to deal with their Loam, Force of Negation. Yeah, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's incorrect to go down on bolts. Like sometimes we might want to have end up playing like a tempo deck and just try and burn them out, but yeah, we have the Price of Progress. Okay, I mean, this is pretty okay, I think. Vulnerable as shit to the Wastelands here, but I am gonna go ahead and try it out. Crop Rotation, Exploration, Mox Diamond. So none of this lines up against my anti-graveyard stuff. I probably have to take the Crop Rotation. Yeah, if I don't take Crop Rotation, I have no way to counter it, and they have Dark Depths in hand, so I am going to take the Crop Rotation. Alright, pass. And Sylvan Library on turn 1 is going to be kind of hard to beat. Now I wish I had like more than a single other Lightning Bolt to draw towards. And they draw Urza Saga. Sick. Okay, well, let's hope they get like carefree with the life loss here. I'm not going to complain about Tamiyo. So let's pass. They got rid of the Tabernacle to the Mox Diamond. They only take an extra card. There's Exploration. Wasteland Dam. And Yavimaya. Okay. So they can like get Expedition Map off of the Saga that's going to pop next turn. I'll Cling to Dust this Wasteland. Oh, I draw Price of Progress. That was probably about as well as it could have gone. Not sure I'll be able to, you know, win or anything, but some more damage like that. And they float mana here. Okay, I'm not gonna... Can you actually name Clue Token with a Pithing Needle, or does that say card? Okay, they pop their map, and that gives them... And they take Wasteland. Wow, okay. Wasteland Saga, okay. And a Sphere of Resistance? Get out of here. Do I want to draw with my Clue Token? I think I do. I could spike a Force here, that would be worth it. Shoulder's Edict, yeah. And now we're in the garbage. Now they Wasteland me, and I am on one land. We draw land, can't complain about that, but it's not a red land. I suppose maybe the responsible thing here would be to Surgical the Wasteland. Okay, there's Stage and Depths. Let's draw a card. We have to draw a land here in the next two cards to have a chance. That's not it. Okay, we do draw the land. So right now, I could kill them, I think. But I probably have to wait. Yeah, I am going to let them tap. Because if I cast Price of Progress right now, they can then activate the stage, and then one of these stage and depths, one of the dark depths goes away. But if I wait until they tap to activate, then I can get them. Or just go like that. If they have crop rotation in their hand, then they get me. They just crop rotation it away, and they don't die. Let's make them have it. No. Oh, bummer. Well, if I survive with my red mana, the bolt will still get them, but what's going on? They just tapped the mana and then untapped? Wow, yeah, sweet, they concede. I guess they didn't have crop rotation. Alright, well, that was harrowing. Do I want to change anything here? Like another lightning bolt suddenly feels pretty appealing, and I might just actually go all the way off of Thoughtseizes on the draw and go back to 4 lightning bolt. Can I afford to keep this hand? I think I can. It really is not pleased to play against like turn 1 Sphere of Resistance. Urza Saga. Always with the Urza Saga. Shouldered Zedek. Okay, I'm gonna Surveil here. If they wasteland me next turn, oof. Do I want force? Well, what am I forcing that they didn't play on turn 1? I'm gonna put it on the bottom, or in the graveyard. I mean, like I think I have to prioritize getting lands here. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, story checks out. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm here. A lot of lands, I like that. I think I get rid of the Kaito and maybe the Volcanic Island. And I'll actually just float this, and I'll kill their construct here. I don't mind drawing the Volcanic Island next turn. We could also be like targeting their life total with these bolts. They are taking damage off of the or of the Ancient Tomb here, but I think I'm okay. Just being a bit more slow here. They're making another friend. They get a Mox Diamond and a Wasteland. Okay. And I think I fetch basic Swamp here. Probably. Yeah, I'll actually just pass. Not bolting this 2/2 right now. I think then the bolt is better served as going upstairs. Urza Saga. Gross. And still in library. Okay. Let me just actually Cling to Dust that Wasteland. I was gonna say I was gonna Cling to Dust the Urza Saga because my hand now can kind of play around Wasteland, but now that they have another Saga in play, I'm just gonna do this. Oh man, if I had a blue card. Okay. That's in. And they are probably super duper scared about, or at least attentive to Price of Progress now. Okay. I think I'll pass here and I'll leave open my options, and then if they don't do anything about my graveyard, I'll probably nuke or like cast a Murktide next turn, especially if I can find another blue card. Rashadan Port. Okay. I'm fine taking the 2 damage still. Okay. Second Cling incoming. I'll take the Urza Saga. It's not a blue card. They tap my mountain. Fair. I do draw a blue card. Oh, and it's the Nimble Obstructionist. Okay. So let's get basic island here. And I will cast Murktide Regent Force, Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt, Cling. I'll leave 1 Cling in the graveyard. This is a 7/7. Friendo. They take 2. That's like every life point matters right now. I'm not happy about the 4 cards in their hand, but I am happy about the board state. I dare you to take damage right now. I'm not sure, like, if they could have something that I can't fight that kills the Murktide. Could be. But I'm not sure what it would be. Some instant speed thing that kills a flying creature or something that they can then fire off on my turn after tapping my Volk with Rashad Port. Okay, they don't take any damage. I don't expect them to be playing like Aether Spellbomb or something that can bounce it here. They're not making another friend, so they are getting what? Okay, they're getting a map. I guess Mazavith. Mazavith, actually, yeah. But if they get Mazavith, we can like get them on the sly with the Nimble Obstructionist here and choke. I don't think so. Okay, Nimble Obstructionist is out of here. All right. So now it's a little bit of a stalemate, but they have Sylvan Library. This Colligan's Command, I can burn them for 2 and kill their Mox Diamond. So that without Mox Diamond, they don't have green mana, which could be relevant. Burning them for 2, I don't know. Doesn't seem too amazing. I could also like kill Mox Diamond and make them discard a card. I don't know. I think I'm not going to do any of those things, and instead I'll probably cling to dust. I'll grow my Murktide a bit. We'll see what they do here. Yeah, no damage. Now they have green mana anyways. Fetching down to 11. Basic Plains, huh? And plow my Murktide? How dare you? Yeah, I guess that happens. I was gonna cling here, but I'm also not super excited about taking 3 or taking 6. So I am gonna make them sacrifice a creature token. And that's gonna put off, like, postpone the... And then do I just, like, kill them? Kill this creature outright? With Colligan's Command? I think so. Target player discards a card, destroy target artifact. You are the player, and this construct token is the artifact. They discard a Windswept Heath. Okay. Oh, brutal. Soul Guide Lantern straight from the hand. Get rid of my cling. That was like really good. I think my best draw right now is maybe Quantum Riddler. Tap my Volk. Sure. Take 2 damage to do that. Wow. That means if I draw a Price of Progress, they're dead. And now they want to draw a card. Okay. Brainstorm? Meltdown. Yeah. Like Bolt Snap Bolt suddenly is pretty appealing. So let's put back, what is it? It's probably Kaito since I can't play him right now anyways. I'll hang on to the Meltdown. Yeah. I'll put Kaito as the card I'm going to draw next turn and I'll pass. I guess I can't attack still through the Maze of Ith. I forgot about that. There's an Urza's Saga. The Meltdown will do nicely there, I think. Do I just play out Kaito here? What does Kaito give me? Surveil? I mean, I think I'm supposed to play out Kaito, and then like with Snapcaster, I'm gonna have an attacker that can get through no matter what. So let's Surveil. We know Meltdown is there, and we want that. So it's about this second card from the top. Yeah, I'll take the Ponder. Exploration, sure. And Caracas. And Blast Zone. Okay. None of that is particularly relevant. Cast the Ponder. Ooh, another bolt. Okay, well, I mean, this is it. I guess I was supposed to attack or plus or do the thing with Jace or Jace Kaito. Never mind. Okay, let's plus him. They can attack, spend some time attacking him if they want to. Tapping white there. Does that mean no? They don't have a card in hand. All right. So they tap that. I'm gonna bolt them using that. They're at 6. My mighty Kaito is a ninja. Okay, they're making a friend. Are we supposed to make more friends here? More friends are coming. Are we gonna get this? They have a pithing needle, sure. That name's Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. They have 1 card in hand. We need that card to not mess with our graveyard. Life from the Loam, Boseiju, Urza Saga. This is a problem because they can Boseiju my Volcanic Island, but I don't think they have the mana to do that. They don't have the green mana. All right, I think we get this. Double Saga, yep. Attacking me, yep. Maze of Ith, it back, sure, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna bolt you, end of turn. And I'm gonna untap and see, you probably want to tap a land here. Okay, so I'm gonna make blue mana, cast Snapcaster Mage, extend the hand. Yeah, we get there, grinding our way to the first match win. On to round number 4. Alright, we are on the play for round number 4. This seems like a perfectly acceptable hand. And I think I will just play Polluted Delta Go. I could play Island Ponder, but my hand is pretty well set up here. I don't want to lose to something with a daze. Like, I don't want to have to force something and then they have a daze. I'm also just not in a terrible rush here. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. Watery Grave. Is this Death Shadow? Thoughtseize. Yeah, you can Thoughtseize me. This probably is Death Shadow then. They take the Bowmasters right on. I can't remember when I last played against this deck. Double Street Wraith, okay. I'm not going to fetch Undercity Sewers here. I don't want to get wastelanded. Kaito, okay. I feel like we probably should be pretty well set up to play against this deck, but I mean, I don't know. I want the Barrogoyf, so I'm going to put that second from the top. I don't want them to Thoughtseize me. I would be pretty concerned about like double Death Shadow here. Down to 10, probably down to 8, yep. Tamiyo, okay. And a Death Shadow, sure. Okay, so do we risk playing into a daze here? Or do we try and find like a removal spell? My Fatal Pushes are in the sideboard, so the only thing that kills Death Shadow outright is Sheoldred's Edict, but then we need them to not have Tamiyo. I think I will brainstorm here. We find another land, so that's good. So let's put back, I think Narset and Barrogoyf. And I'll pass. If I only take 5 next turn, it's not so bad. If I end up taking like 7 or 8 or 10 or something, it's pretty rough. Then I really need the Barrogoyf to tie the room together afterwards. Wasteland, okay. Glad I fetched all basics here. They get a clue. And they thankfully don't wasteland me here. Alright. Let's send the Barrogoyf. I will fight over this with Force of Will. Either if on the stack or once it's in play if they have Fatal Push or something. Okay, they cash in a clue. They Force of Will. I'm going to Force of Will back, and I'm going to pitch the Quantum Riddler here. Alright, Barrogoyf is in. Let's hope they aren't sitting on a removal spell. And then I don't want to draw the Narset here. The Kaito is pretty good, as that can tap down the Death Shadow. Okay, so they are allowed to flip Tamiyo like really soon. They ponder now, so they just need to attack and then crack the clue. They do not shuffle. Okay. Is there a way they can grow this? No, they would need to be on 0 life for this to actually kill me. I think I'm going to let them attack here. They want to flip the Tamiyo right away before I can do anything about it. Oh, but they have Fatal Push. That is really good. Okay. That makes sense. So I can't chump block. Okay, now I'm all of a sudden in a lot of trouble here. If they have a Daze, my Kaito is not going to do the job. I still think even if I don't draw land, I have to basically play Kaito here. I could have played Murktide, I realized that, and have that as chump blocker, but I don't think that's sort of a way to go here, and they had Force of Will anyways. Okay. Nice. Okay, versus this deck, I want Fatal Push, and I want Price of Progress. I don't think we want Pyroblasts, because there are too many black cards that matter in the matchup. It could be we want to be cutting a couple of forces. What else aren't we too happy about? Maybe I'll cut the Nimble Obstructionist. I'm not sure what I'll be like. Yeah, stifling Tamiyo would be nice, but maybe it would be correct to keep it in, because just having the 3/1 flying flash versus Death Shadow, where life total really can get very, very interestingly low, would have been worth it. Oof, no lands here, unfortunately. Okay, we'll keep this. And I will bottom the Riddler, I think. I think I will turn one. Oh, they're down to 5 cards. Now I feel like thought seizing them. I was going to say, like, I probably will just ponder here. Like, thought seizing the 5-card hand opponent is pretty appealing. Alright, they did mold a 5. I am going to... Like, it sucks to get wastelanded, but it also rules to Thoughtseize. No wasteland. Force of Will, Death Shadow, Ponder. I am going to take the Brainstorm here. I trust that I'll be able to figure out an answer to Death Shadow eventually. You know, famous last words. And Brainstorm shuffles around this hand more than I'd be happy with. So they are fetching to cast Ponder, I'm assuming. A lot of curious questions. Does this deck play Orcish Bowmasters? I wonder. They shuffle the library. You love to see it. I draw Force of Will. That's okay, I guess. Here comes Ponder. And I'm going to shuffle. I want lands here. Maybe it was a little bit of a punt not pondering off of Snow-Covered Island, because Cling to Dust is a card I'd probably be interested in cycling here. Okay, they find Polluted Delta. They Thoughtseize me. You know what? I think I probably Brainstorm here. I would prefer not. I'd prefer either for them to only have Force of Will to take, or for me to find a way to like shuffle away Force of Will now. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely hiding these 2 cards. I think I want both of the lightning bolt and the price of progress here. So if you're the opponent, what do you take here? Do you take force of will? I think I probably saved a blue card on top, or no, you take the cling to dust. Interesting. 12. Okay. Oh, I should have taken put the lightning bolt on top. Then I could bolt him. Okay. Their hand is force of will and then 2 unknowns. So force of will and 1 unknown. Are they just going to be pinging me with the 1/1? That's pretty funny. Okay, this is great. Now I can start drawing cards with cling, and at any point I have a lot of direct damage here. But I want a blue card to pitch to force because I know they have the force. Yeah. All right. I mean, we just have them dead right now, but they do have the force of will. I'll take 4, and then I will cycle the cling or draw with cling. And this probably, because price of progress might also kill me here. So I should probably get a basic swamp. Oh no! I was supposed to have double red. Damn. Okay, that was a pretty big punt. Okay, let's draw with cling. Yeah, I was that was a punt. God damn it. I was supposed to get a red duel here. Okay, well, I draw that, but then, you know. Okay, that was good. So we get to win. Hopefully. Hopefully they don't have Flusterstorm. Okay, I am going to go to their turn, I think. Not sure if that could end up mattering. Probably not. I'm going to bolt them. And price of progress. They might not have even found a blue card to pitch to the force. Yep, they didn't. Okay. Alright, sweet. Off to the final game here. So they certainly are keeping in force of will. I think I'll add my 2 force of wills and cut the 2 thought seizes. Being on the draw and all. I think I'll keep this hand, put them all against the 6. It is a little bit sort of slow and not very sort of explosive, but the bolt can, as we've seen, be good. Baleful Strix, I would imagine, is probably the best thing we can do against them. Like in terms of having an answer. Well, no. It's one of the better things we can do, is what I'm supposed to say, I think. And that is the card they take from us. Colligan's Command. Yeah, that can rebuy the Strix. That's okay. Okay. I'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. Reanimate my Strix. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. So they basically cycled their reanimate and took my Strix away. Alright, let's pass. I could bolt the Strix, I guess. They missed their land drop too. Okay, there was a land drop. I think I am going to bolt this Strix. Like, if they are sitting on a Tamiyo, then like a turn 3 Tamiyo is a lot less scary than a turn 1 or 2 Tamiyo. And I do kind of want this Strix around to become my Strix again at some point. That was a pretty good exchange for them. Okay, let's pass. I could Colligan's Command right now. Bowmasters. You don't say. Okay, Bowmasters is in. I don't want to lose to this Daze. That may or may not be in their hand. I'll be dropping to 15 here. Blue mana is being tapped for a Ponder, sure. That kind of tells me they have a Force of Will, because I would, if I were them, I'd be very concerned about my open mana and me having a Bowmaster, but that could just be a misread. They shuffle, okay. I don't want to see Thoughtseize here, okay. No Thoughtseize. Okay, we draw Undercity Sewers, not the most exciting thing. I think I'm just going to do this main phase. Return target creature card, target deal 2 damage to any target, target creature card, deal 2 damage. I guess doing it now loses to them having Force of Negation, but I would not expect them to. They force pitch Daze, they had the Daze, Scoundrel, force pitch Narset here. So that happened. Hopefully they don't have a second Bowmasters. This is the first time I think I've been practically even with my opponent on the clock here. Okay, so there's Tamiyo. My life total is concerning to me. Okay, I'm gonna brainstorm here. Get rid of Undercity Sewers and a fetch land. And I am gonna fetch for another basic island here. Now let's cast Baleful Strix. Price of Progress. Also don't hate that. Shoulder's Edict also pretty nice here. I'm gonna try and get all of these cards here. I'll put the one in my hand that I'm the least concerned about losing. Now attacking with Tamiyo into the Strix is just awful. So they need to get rid of Strix. I think the card I'm most concerned about right now is probably another Orcish Bowmasters. Ooh, taking damage here. They might have Kaito actually. That would be a reason to shock this Watery Grave in. And so I'll be drawing, that was the Price of Progress, and what was the other card? Oof, I forgot. I think I'm actually going to trade here. This might be silly, but I think they have the Kaito. Right now they are at an effective 4 life. Death Shadow, okay. I think I will ponder before I do anything else. Shieldred's Edict, that was it. Let's still draw that. Let's cast Kaito. I think I'm going to freeze one of these creatures. And I think it's going to be the Death Shadow. Yeah. Thoughtseize. No! Okay, that was like very, very, very bad for me. That Price of Progress. Pretty much my ace in the hole here. Now do they have Murktide? Okay. Yeah, I think I lose then. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, if I had stacked it differently, then I would have gotten my Shieldred's Edict discarded, and I would be drawing the pop right now. And I'm not sure that would make a lot of difference. I mean, I can fetch here to like draw a fresh card, and I could freeze the Murktide, but I don't know that I'll be getting back from this. Not playing a Mystic Sanctuary. Alright, let's try and say that each opponent has to sacrifice a non-token creature. This probably makes them get rid of Tamiyo, but it might be the Death Shadow. Yeah, they get rid of the Tamiyo. Okay. I'm going to tap the... I mean, right now, the Price of Progress would have dealt 2 more damage than the Thoughtseize that took it ended up dealing. Like, they would probably have another land in play pretty soon. They shuffle their library on the Ponder. Okay. They're passing. Okay, so what do I need here? Colligan's Command, getting back the Baleful Strix would be kind of interesting. I'm going to Surveil. Guess I take Brainstorm. It's a bit of a risk. Like if they have Bowmasters, but also just if I get Brainstorm locked, then the jig is up. Ooh, okay, okay. This is pretty good. Alright, let's put back Kaito and the Pluto Delta. And then I will warp this in. I could just hard cast it, but I'll do that next turn, if there is a next turn. Okay, so that draws me 2 cards here. Play the Delta, cast the Kaito. If they randomly have a Spell Pierce here, I'm going to lose it. No, even worse! Okay, okay. Stubborn denial. I've been stubbornly denied. Okay, so now they get an attack that can attack me for 7. As things stand right now, they can just fetch another land here that shocks them. So I'm at 4. I'm at 4 at best, and then their draw step, if they can somehow like cycle Street Wraith into Street Wraith or another fetch land, then they get me. Okay. They didn't actually do that. They decided to cash in the clue instead. And there's another fetch land, yikes. Okay, so that can take the Death Shadow up to 8, but it chooses not to. Okay. They might have a hard cast Force of Will here. I go down to 5. So I am dead on board, even if I resolve. I guess Bowmasters can. Okay, I'm gonna start off by trying to resolve this and see if they have the hard cast Force. They did not. Okay, I draw 2. Ooh, that is actually not the worst. Oh man, I'm almost able to do things here, right? Like if I could cast, I guess I would have to have a lot of mana. Cast 2 Bowmasters. I could kill the Death Shadow. Okay, I'll pass. I'll let them draw. If they want to draw like a Brainstorm or something, that would be pretty interesting. Or cast a Brainstorm, I mean. Obviously, this means if they drew Force of Will here, then it's I just gave them the win. So let's do this. I'm playing Bowmasters instead of Shouldered Edict because I think Shouldered Edict might be marginally more valuable for me, and it also that plays around Stubborn Denial. So we get a chump blocker. They're at 6, and Orc Army and Quantum Riddler make noble sacrifices here. Ooh, that was bad. That just took away Snapcaster Mage as an out here, I think. No, actually, Snapcaster Mage. I could draw the game with a Snapcaster Mage for the price of progress. That's not it, though. Bummer. GG's opponent. Off to the final round. All right, on the play for the final round, we are 1-3 right now, so not where we want to be, but this is a learning experience. I'll keep this hand, but it feels very risky with just the 1 land. All right, pass the turn. Let's see what the opponent is up to. Underground Sea Ponder. Innocuous. Only a good person with good intentions would play Underground Sea Ponder. Am I right? So now I'm kind of stuck between one. Like, I could fetch basic Swamp and Cling to Dust. That doesn't seem right. If I miss on the land, then I'm just not going anywhere. I could fetch Undercity Sewers and Surveil, opening myself to Wasteland, or I could just take my draw step. Alright, I think I'll just play Badlands and pass, actually. Not a Wasteland. Happy to not see a Wasteland here. Ponder. I think I will not try and play a Bowmasters here. Tempting though it may be. Would rather not have it play into a daze. No shuffle. Maybe it is incorrect, but I think that is what I mostly felt like doing here. Okay, gonna Cling to Dust this Ponder. Maybe that's a punt as well, just come to think of it. If this is Reanimator, then this Cling, I just spewed this Cling. If they go like Entomb end of my next turn, then, well, then it's not so good. And they are responding to this at least. With a Surveil land. They pit a wasteland. Okay, so this is a deck with wasteland. Good to know. All right, I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewers now that I'm up at the wasteland anyways. Let's see. I don't think we want a second lightning bolt. Another land. I think I just pass here. Oh no. Alright. Entomb resolves. I could try to spike the Force of Will here on the Entomb. Alright, I am going to try and hit Force of Will now. It's either that or I should just let it happen and then Shoulder's Edict. And now doing the Shoulder's Edict is vulnerable to daze. Let's get rid of one of the Shoulder's Edicts. Or hide it, I mean. Okay, Atraxis in. I'm going to Shoulder's Edict before they get to look at all the cards. And hope that they don't have Force or Daze in their hand. They do have a Force. Okay. So let's see how many cards they load up with here. Thoughtseize, probably. Yeah. It's either that or Ponder. They have another Entomb, but no Reanimate. They probably Thoughtseize me here and take my Snapcaster Mage. And there's no Daze in these cards, and they didn't Daze my play before, which makes me think they don't have a Daze. Okay, they take Tamiyo and Ponder, so no Thoughtseize, and Scalding Tarn and Brainstorm. Alright. Not playing the Tamiyo? Nope, not playing the Tamiyo. They might have a second Force here. But I don't think I can really do anything else here, right? Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Okay. So they Brainstorm. Oh, fuck! I had Orcish Bowmasters! Well, I mean, I guess if I Orcish Bowmasters there and they find Daze, then it's worse, but God, that felt like a missed opportunity. Okay, they didn't find the thing, the Force of Will. All right, let's pass here. Now they're going to be real surprised when they Ponder. They play the Flooded Strand, not the Scalding Tarn. Thoughtseize. Okay, Bowmasters it is. Their life total is also under a bit of pressure here. Going to be 9 with Thoughtseize, 8 if this Bowmasters resolves, and I have another. No, I don't think I have another bolt coming, but if they take the bolt, then I have Snapcaster Bolt, so looks like they have a Fatal Push. Yeah. Okay, Bowmaster dies, leaves behind a friend. They take my Snapcaster. Reasonable. Looks like a Murktide coming. We have, I believe, an Orcish Bowmasters hiding on top of our deck. Yep, there's an old 8/8. I think I can afford to Brainstorm here. Elfilstrix. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's put back Bowmasters and Bowmasters. No. Actually, let's make it Strix, because then we can Bowmasters and then either Cling to Dust or Lightning Bolt. And then next turn we'll draw the Belfilstrix. Yeah, the Atraxa is just in the graveyard, so if they at any point in time like get hit their Animate dead, if they're playing that. There's Tamiyo, okay. And a Ponder. Okay. I am going to cast my other Bowmasters here. Target them. They do not shuffle. Okay. So now they're at 5. Petty Theft my Orc army. Okay. I think I'm going to bolt Tamiyo right now. No, hang on. That can't be right. No, I'm not going to do that. I think this bolt with them at 4 life is a little bit too precious. They cling to dust my Snapcaster Mage to gain 3 life. Cute. Okay. That doesn't draw them a card though. I am free to bolt Tamiyo if I want to. But I think I'm just going to cycle the cling here. Maybe that's dumb. No, I think actually I kill the Tamiyo right now while the killing's good. If Daze is their last card, I'm going to be sad. Okay, Tamiyo's dead. I'm drawing Baleful Strix. So let's get that in here. And we draw second Bowmasters. I'll attack with first Bowmasters, keep up Cling. They are flooding out a bit over there. Okay, so they cling to dust, targeting what? Targeting their own Tamiyo to grow their Murktide. A million Murktide is not going to get through the 1/1 Baleful Strix here. But we are holding down the fort a little bit preciously. They gain some life. And I think I'm going to sit on the Bowmasters because I needed to kill the Brazen Borrower. Both my Shield Edicts are in the graveyard, and my Snapcaster Mage is gone. I think I'll exile their Atraxa and gain 2 life. Or 3 life, I mean. Okay, so now that nonsense is out of the way. How expensive is Archon? Is that 7 mana or 8? I think it's 8, but I could be wrong. They have 6 mana. So we could be about to find out. Alright, I'll pass. And now, like, them clinging here is going to cost them some life points and give me some triggers. But at any point, if they... Oh, they have Entomb. Alright. So that was their last card. There's the Archon. Looks like they are... Oh, they're casting the Brazen Borrower. Sure. I will just cast in the Bowmasters now. Kaito here would be amazing. Kolaghan's Command can buy back a Bowmasters, I guess? I think I'll pass. And the Kolaghan's Command can be an end of turn play. I want to keep open Cling in case they like rip Reanimate now, which they can cast because of because they're at 9. Also, if they kill my Strix somehow, Kolaghan's Command rebuying it is pretty interesting. Black mana is being tapped, or is entering into the mana pool. Reanimate on my Orcish Bowmasters. I'm going to return target card from a graveyard to my hand, and target opponent or target player discards a card. I'm going to return my Orcish Bowmasters and make my opponent discard his last card. Which, if it is Force of Will, I'm going to be sad. Yeah, it looks like it is. Fuck. Then I lose. I almost certainly lose now. Now I need to draw... No, I can't even draw Kolaghan's Command. No, I guess I could. If I draw Kolaghan's Command... What? Wait, what? They targeted my Bowmasters. That can't be right. If they target my Baleful Strix, they just have the... Yeah, I don't get that. I went from having 2 Bowmasters in 1 Strix to having 1 Bowmaster in 1 Strix. I'll take it. Opponent says big misclick. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty decisive. And now, what? Now I could... Oh man, if I could ninjutsu back this Orcish Bowmasters, but that's never going to happen with the current board state. So do I just play out Kaito? No, I think I wait and at least cling away the Archon EOT. That was also such a punt. I didn't need to Kolaghan's Command. I could just cling to dust my own creature there. Yeah. That's a lot of intricacies I'm not used to really having to deal with here. Okay, what's this? Looks like cling to dust, but that seems okay. Mana just emptied and then re-entered the pool. Okay, so they cling to dust, targeting my Orcish Bowmasters, yet again growing their Murktide by a lot. It's now a 16/16. And a Ponder. Interesting. That is very an interesting move here. I'm going to kill their Bowmasters, and suddenly the whole dynamic here changes a bit. They don't want to shuffle. I'm going to kill Bowmasters. And they're Hellbent. What's this? Why are we fetching here? Just to get a Surveil? Sure. They mill over Verdant Catacombs. Alright, I think I will actually cling to dust. Their cling to dust and draw a card. I'll get rid of my creatures here. I know like a Kolaghan's Command could theoretically get them here. I should also be getting rid of... No. Okay, I draw land. That's okay. Island. I could try and ninjutsu here. So they're not going to block the Baleful Strix. Yeah, that's the play. Yeah, that's the sick play that I just didn't see for obvious reasons. Or for non-obvious reasons. I just missed it. Okay, here comes Strix. They don't block it. I ninjutsu. Black, blue, colorless, return Baleful Strix. And then replay the Baleful Strix. That draws a card. Yeah, none of this would have been possible if they had killed or if they hadn't pondered there. All right, I'm gonna tap the Murktide. I still just lose if they randomly spike something that kills my Baleful Strix, so don't want that. And then I'm gonna ponder, I think. If I have another fetchable blue source here, I think I have Volcanic, yeah. So they can't reanimate the Archon. They would have to hit the Animate Dead if they even play that anymore. I'm not sure. I don't want to get the Brainstorm Thought Seized, so just passing here. Barring something really good, I think I should have this now. Fatal Push, yeah, wow, I would have died. Thank you, Kaito. Okay, there is Brainstorm. So I'm going to attack with everything here. This is a lethal attack, so they will have to block. Yep, they block Kaito. Alright, and I'm going to Surveil and then draw a card. I want to draw the Barrowgoyf. Ooh, and a Murktide of my own. Maybe that's more important. Let's top these. And let's cast Brainstorm. And I'll get rid of... I guess now I won't play the Murktide. Let's get rid of the 2 lands here. And I guess I should have put back Kolaghan's Command, I guess. But now I don't think we can lose. Alright, that was a grueling game 1. So this is Reanimator. So Surgicals and Nihil Spellbomb. Maybe a Fatal Push, I'm not sure. And what can come out here? I think the Nimble Obstructionist can come out. I guess... Is Tamiyo worth it having it as just a one-of? Probably. I'll get rid of a Thoughtseize. I'll get rid of a Lightning Bolt. And maybe a Force of Will. We are bringing in stuff that can combat what we are most concerned and would want Force of Will for, which is the reanimation part of the deck. Alright, this is a mulligan, and I'll keep this. And, oh, no black mana though. I guess I will get rid of the Baleful Strix, even though, I mean, that was really good earlier, but I think it's the black card with the least value in my hand right now. And black is the color I don't have. Okay, it looks like we're getting Thoughtseize here. Yep. So this will inform us quite a bit on what they're what their game plan is going to be. If they take the Spell Bomb, that's a pretty big sign that they plan to go through the graveyard. And conversely, if they don't, then, and they don't, okay, that they can afford to ignore that. Okay, let's pass over a black land. We do hit a black land, okay. So I'm gonna get Underground Sea here. We can't really play around Wasteland very well. I don't want to not have blue mana. Okay, if they have Daze here, it kind of blows, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I do want to be making my plays here, and they do have Daze. Okay. Like, I don't want to not play the Spell Bomb to play around Daze, and then they just go into Reanimate on their next turn. No Wasteland, that's good. Is this another Thoughtseize? Yeah. Guess I'm losing Reanimate here? I don't know. Yeah. A Ponder. I will play the Ponder. I don't want to play Bowmasters now and then they just untap and Bowmasters my Bowmasters. Don't think we want 3 lands. There is Tamiyo. And are they just going to pop the Brainstorm right away? Yep, that makes sense. So Tamiyo flipping, pretty big deal potentially. Now, ironically, I wish I had Thoughtseize in my deck so that I could draw one. Okay, Murktide. That's decent. I'm gonna try that. And you know what? No, I am gonna just empty the graveyard here. I thought briefly about saving Reanimate by fetching, so that Snapcaster could be a better play, but I think this is fine. Here comes a Ponder. They plus Tamiyo after not shuffling the Ponder. Second Ponder. That also does not shuffle. Okay, Wasteland. I am going to Surveil here. They need Force of Will for Tamiyo not to die now, because I have Bowmasters plus the attack for 5. Okay, don't want another land. Got one anyway. Alright, I'm going to attack Tamiyo no matter what here, and put 5 damage on her. And, like, if they have Bowmasters, then that sucks. But it is what it is. Okay, Tamiyo is gone. And that actually means she didn't generate any card advantage. She didn't, like, they cast her and then cast Brainstorm immediately, flipping her. So never got to generate a clue. And looks like a Bowmasters. Or what? What's going on? Petty Theft on my Murktide. Okay, yeah, that works. And a Tamiyo. Okay. Fresh Tamiyo. Now I need some spell velocity here. I would love like Riddler or hey, Riddler, speak it into existence. Do I risk them having a Daze here? There is 1 Daze accounted for. I think I don't. I don't want to have this get Daze whatsoever. Okay, so I draw 2. That's nice. I draw Sheoldred's Edict. Just gonna cast that now. Sacrifice a non-token creature. Because Tamiyo is a little bit of a fog here. And then we attack and go to the end of the turn. Riddler goes into Warping Exile. We're still like just gone to Entomb Reanimate right now. Fatal Push on my Bowmasters, okay. And reanimate my Bowmasters. That's pretty good. They probably wasteland me here to stop me from getting the Riddler. Riddler does like trigger Bowmasters, gives them a bigger army. Yeah, okay. Wasteland. So we can play a 4/4 Murktide or a Narset here. Ponder. That's not ideal. I'm gonna Narset and Narset will draw a card. It won't die next turn. Like they had Lightning Bolt here. Oh, Kaito. Kaito, not too exciting. Double black. Oh, a Dothy Voidwalker. Who was being attacked? Narset was being attacked, yeah. Okay, so I think I'm just going to make a 4/4 Knucklehead here. And then I probably actually cast Ponder. I don't think it matters that much if this is a 2/2 or a 1/1. Force Surgical. Don't want any of that. So they kill my Narset. Now I have Lightning Bolt for either Bowmasters or Dothy, depending on what I'm most concerned about. They could use the Dothy to play the Narset. I don't think that would be how I would do it. Oh, looks like they have Murktide. Oh, another Petty Theft. God damn it. Well, now my Murktide is a 7/7/3/3 for all intents and purposes. Their clock is running pretty low. I think I'm gonna something tells me they've been sitting on a daze this whole time. But I am gonna try and bolt this this Bowmasters. All right, my MTGO client just crashed. Let me try this again. Lightning Bolt on Bowmasters. There it goes. That died. And now we casting Kaito here doesn't really work that well. I think I am just going to cast the Quantum Riddler, even though it only draws a single card, because I guess alternatively I ponder here, but they showed us they didn't have days for the bolt before. I would like to have the body, so they attack me to 8, I attack them to 6, they attack me to 3, and then I lose. So right now they're winning the race. This is another Dothy. Oh, it's an Edict, yeah. All right. Well, we have questions. We need them answered. And I think they're going to play the Riddler here. That would make sense. So they draw 2. Riddler is big. Now my graveyard is free, though. All right. Surgical Extraction, not so keen on that. I'm also short on black lands here. I'm going to Thoughtseize them. I'm going to take Force of Will. Big Mercs able to come out next turn. Sheoldred's Edict. I need black mana for that. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle Lightning Bolt. Alright, let's pass. I am at an effective 1 life here. Yeah, I guess I'll go to 1. I could have bolted the thing, but I'm going to bolt them instead. Brainstorm, wow, risky. Imagine if I guess not so risky. I have no untapped black mana. Never mind. And they draw 4 because of Riddler. So sick. I'm just going to concede here. No point in burning both of our clocks here. Really low on their part, but also pretty low on my part. And, yeah. I don't think I have... I'm going to actually board in a couple of the red blasts here, and I'm going to board out the 2 surgicals. I think with Nihil Spellbomb and the 2 Clings, I am well enough set up against the graveyard. Maybe that's 2 results biased. Like, I just had 2 games, or a game where I saw Surgical and it was completely useless. Okay, let's keep this. I'll play Snow-Covered Mountain, pass. Basic Swamp, doesn't cast Tamiyo. Sure, Thoughtseize, go ahead. I'm going to try and play quick here, because I don't think if unless my computer starts acting up, I don't think I can lose. Maybe, no, that's not true. They can still, like, do like, Entomb Reanimate, and then I will lose. Reanimate on my Barrowgoyf, okay. So, Barrowgoyf is a 1/2. They fetch, it's a 2/3, and then my Lightning Bolt, and the whole way Lightning Bolt works, yeah. So, I'm going to get Underground Sea here and cast. Land would have been good there. Yep, guess I'll just have to pass. A land, especially a red one, lets me double bolt the Barrowgoyf. And here comes the Barrowgoyf trigger. They hit a Barrowgoyf and a Brazen Borrower. Come on, land. Alright, I will Thoughtseize them. 8 days. Okay. I'll pay for that. Alright, I will take the Sheoldred's Edict. They have a Wasteland, so that's pretty gnarly. Another land that makes red still lets me double bolt the Barrowgoyf and kind of stabilize. We do need to be hitting it. They might just be able to speed through here in spite of their triggers here. 33 seconds, 30 seconds. It's a lot of clicking though. They get Tamiyo. Come on, land. Nope. Alright, pass. Can they get through 2 combat steps with this? I don't think they can, but maybe. We'll see. If this was just combat and not the triggers. Come on, land. Yay! Get a land. Alright, I'm going to do this on their upkeep just in case they have Force of Negation. There's no reason not to play around it. And their time is out anyways. Alright, like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to pretend that I was about to stabilize or anything here. I think me being at 4 life at this juncture was was going to be a pretty big problem, but you never know. And hey, that's just also how the clock works on Magic Online. And yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. All right, recap time. I thought this deck was a really fun deck to play. I pretty clearly am not playing it anywhere near where I would like to be playing it at, level-wise. If you found any like glaring punts on my part that I didn't point out myself, I would love to hear about them in the chat or in the comment section. I definitely want to keep playing this deck, but I'm not gonna lie, this was a 3.5 hour like recording compared to a normal Doomsday League, which is about a 2 hour recording. So it's a pretty big tax on my time. And yeah, I don't know. I 2-3'd, right? I mean, if I felt confident that, you know, playing these leagues at like 3 hours and then having a good chance at a good result, maybe, I don't know. It's a little bit tricky. I want to learn, but I'm also a little bit concerned about how much time it will be as an investment. But in any case, I hope you had fun. I hope you liked the video. Please let me know what you think about GRIXIS Control and what videos you'd like to see me do on, like, what decks you'd like to see me play on this channel, and I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.